Hello everyone and welcome to another video brought to you with some local gameplay from Nemesis Comics and Games in Lafayette, New Jersey. And today we have Kenny, who will be on the left playing Blue-White Control, and then we have Mitch on the right, who will be playing Blue-White Affinity. So just going over my first impressions of the matchup, I feel like this is going to be an uphill battle for Mitch, simply because Mitch is very synergistic, wants to deploy a lot of permanents, get kind of value off of that with your thought casts and your platings and your Urza Saga tokens that you may make somewhere down the line. So I think that can be difficult simply because Blue-White Control just has a lot of ways to clean up the board, and especially a card that's going to be really tough that a lot of these Blue-White decks have adapted to since MH3 is Wrath of the Skies, which can be a real problem for this deck. So let's get into it. We're going to lead on a Misty Forest from Kenny's side, and then we're going to see land here for Mitch. And then we're going to Memnite, Ornithopter. Okay. And then we're going to kick it back over to Kenny. Okay. So, I mean, definitely what Mitch wants to do. I mean, definitely just deploy these threats really early. Get a plating in there and just start making some big attacks. Or you can, start drawing some cards with some Thought Monitors and some Thought Cast. Let's see what Kenny's gonna do here. Okay, shocking. So we're gonna go to 17. And for Kenny, this is just all about the setup. This is just finding the, stuff to clean the board, ways to make sure that happens through holding up counterspell if you have to, and then just the inevitability of finding those threats and getting there as long as you're not under any pressure. So we'll see what happens. So we're going to tune the narrative, draw the card, get 2 energy, kick it back. I see it looked like the card picked up was a counterspell. And we are going to see a Mistress Archive. Okay, so we're going to surveil. We like what we see. And yep, should just be a kickback here. I mean, this is what Blue-White wants to do. Sit back and just react to what they want to react to and what matters. Focus on that. And right now, these Memnites and Ornithopters, they need some help. They need some sort of payoff to really start crunching in here. And looks like I see a portable hole in Mitch's hand. That's not ideal here. We have a Mox Opal coming down. P2. Okay. All right, so we have a Thought Monitor now. And Kenny says that's good. We're going to pick up 2. And we're going to crunch in for 2. Okay. And yeah, so they're going to, looks like we're going to tune the narrative again. Okay, so we're gonna go up to 4 energy. We're gonna draw a card, and yeah, I mean it's this is what Mitch wants to be doing, but unfortunately, this is what the Blue-White side just feeds on. Just a lot of a lot of moving parts and stuff. It's very easy for them to disrupt and kind of fight over the payoffs and really make these cards rough. These Ornithopters and Memnites. So we're going to draw for Kenny's turn. Let's see what we're going to see here. Tap in 1 for a Lorien Revealed. Okay. So cycle the Lorien Revealed. That's going to get us Basic Island that we're going to play for the turn, it looks like. And now I know about that counter spell in hand, so I definitely could see Kenny just saying go here. There's not, I mean, he's looking at taking 4. There's not a lot of There's not a lot of pressure coming through, so just kind of fight over some spell Mitch wants to resolve here. We've got an island for the turn. Okay. And we're going to punch in for 4. Right. And what are we going to see? Oh, another 2 in the narrative. Okay, so we're going to go up to 6 energy. And draw a card here. Gonna untap, go to Kenny's turn. We're gonna see a Mystic Gate is the land for turn. We're gonna make, let's see what we're making here. Oh, okay. Yep, so we're making 2 white and Ratha's guys, and yeah, this is just gonna be backbreaking. Mitch is gonna lose 5 permanents here. And unfortunately, making a saga does nothing. Making a token does nothing with the saga, so... Ugh, this is rough. Definitely hard to come back from this one. It looks like Mitch has, I see a Spire of Industry and a Portable Hole. Yeah, we don't have much follow-up here. And yeah, I mean... It's a hell of a card, that Wrath of the Skies. I mean, absolutely brutal here. So let's see what the follow-up is going to be. Let's see what we can do. Thought Monitor is ready to mingle and attack. Got Spire of Industry for the turn. We're going to play Emery. And, okay. Yeah, so Emery's going to cost 1. We're going to mill, looks like. Darksteel Citadel, Thought Monitor, Springleaf Drum. I didn't quite make out the 4th card. Attack for 2 and say go. Now let's see. And now, I mean, yeah, shocking. A Sacred Foundry. And we're going to Prismatic Ending. Okay. Yeah, so typically you usually see like a Triome or like an off Shockland in the decks to feed Prismatic Endings and Leyline Bindings. I think most blue-white control players accept that they'll cast their Leyline Binding for like 2 mana or whatever, and never going to be the one. So we had Thought Monitor just attack, kick it back. Now we go back to Kenny, who plays a Windswept Heath for the turn. And just, I mean, just completely in the driver's seat here. Just gonna, you know, we'll get to a point where we resolve something that kind of just pulls this game super far ahead. Okay, so Thought Monitor is gonna get in for 2. Yep, and we're gonna get a Triome. I believe that is Indatha Triome. That should be the Teamer one. Yep, and we're gonna see a Leyline Binding, okay? Oh wait, it might actually be the Sultai one. It's hard to tell, actually. We tapped 1 for it, so I imagine it's the Sultai one. Okay, and Mitch is casting Portable Holes with no targets. I assume this is to fuel a Kappa Cannoneer? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I see he has 2 Kappa Cannoneers in hand, so really going to be tough to get those to stick here, but, you know, I mean, we got to do something. Gotta try to get back in this game. Got from Kenny, let's see here. We have a Teferi Time Raveler. Okay. And that is going to... We're going to minus and give Mitch back the Portable Hull. Okay. Draw a card. And Mistress Archive for the turn. Gonna surveil, take a look at this top card. Let's see. Do we like it? Do we not like it? What's the verdict here, Kenny? And we don't like it. It looks like that was a Days Undoing? Okay. So it looks like we got some Narset Days Undoing stuff going on. That's pretty cool. All right. Darksteel Citadel for the turn for Mitch. Gonna play a Kappa Cannoneer. Immediately gets counterspelled. And yeah, now it looks like we're just Kappa and Portable Hole. And here's a Teferi 5. I love the white border Teferis, by the way. Very big fan of playing those versions. We're going to plus Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, and untap 2 lands, kick it back to Mitch, and yeah, this is, yep, Mitch sees it. That's the writing on the wall. A really tough one for Mitch. Just really could never get going after that Wrath of Skies, which rightfully so. I mean, it was like basically a 5-for-1. So, but let's let these players get to sideboarding, and I will be back for game 2. All right, and we're back here for game 2. And both players have completed sideboarding, and for me, I'm not sure what is in either sideboard. I don't have decks available. However, I imagine something, if Kenny has something like Stony Silence, that'll be something he'd bring in, something to consider if there's any more Wraths in the sideboard or something like that. Meanwhile, I think Mitch probably just wants to bring in counter spells and stop these, some sort of cheap, efficient counter spells to stop these Wrath spells. So Mitch is going to be on a mold of 6. He's going to start off with a Spire of Industry into a Memnite, and he's going to kick the turn back over to Kenny. Kenny is going to play a Mistress Archive for the turn. Gonna look at this top card. He likes it, and keeping it there. We're going to kick it over to Mitch. Island for the turn. Welding Jar. And we have a Cranial Plating. And we're going to get in for 1. Kick it over to Kenny. Kenny is going to play a Hall of the Storm Giants for the turn. Tap 2. Oh, Stony Silence. Okay. All right, so this is tough. Again, these welders and this Welding Jar and this Cranial Plating shut down. Memnite's going to get in for 1. We're going to see another Spire of Industry for the turn. And Mitch is going to kick it back over to Kenny. Kenny's going to play a Triome, pass the turn, kick it back over to Mitch. Mitch is going to swing in for 1. Play another Memnite. And kick it back over. And I mean, this is just very ugly for Mitch. The Stony Silence is just really cut this clock with this shutting down this plating. These Memnites have a long way to go, and Kenny can just kind of sit back and sculpt as he's under almost 0 pressure. So looks like, okay, Mitch is sending in both Memnites. Plays an artifact land for the turn. Going to... Kenny is going to now fetch Flooded Strand for a Triome. That is, I believe, the Jeskai Triome. I don't remember the name. My apologies, but I'm pretty positive it's the Jeskai one. The art is what gets me. Tune the Narrative now. Gonna cast that, get 2 energy, draw a card. It looks like, okay, we got Counterspell at the ready as well, and we are just, I mean, Kenny's just completely in the driver's seat here. This is going to be, I mean, it already has been an uphill battle for Mitch, but I mean, this is exactly not where you want to be, and not really anything Mitch can do either. Let's see if there's a way to get out of this, but first let's see what Kenny's got going on here. So what are we doing? We're tapping 3. Teferi. Okay. And looks like we're going to see a Metallic Rebuke from Mitch. Okay. And then Kenny's going to kick it back over. All right. So, I mean, if we could find like a Saga would be really nice. We could start getting a payoff for some of these artifacts that are just kind of sitting here. Even something like a thought monitor to refuel thought cast. You know, one of our nice payoffs. Just okay. Here we go. We see a thought monitor. Get it in while the shields are down. Pick up 2. Looks like we picked up a force negation. I can't see the other card though. And we're gonna pay 1, it looks like, and a portable hole. Okay. And this is at the Stony, so this is probably gonna. Yep. Okay. It's gonna get force negation. Yeah. I mean, the Stony Silence has put in so much work this game, and I think with the plating and play, you just have to ensure that you can play a few more turns without taking big chunks of damage. So. Kick it back over to Kenny. Kenny is gonna get to 5 mana this turn if he has land draw. I think I do see a Wrath of Skies in hand, which is pretty brutal. Would clean up basically Mitch's board minus the thought monitor. See here. Tap in 3. We're gonna buy Kahira and just say go. No 5th land. Interesting. Okay. Alright, and then here's an attack. Attack for 4. Then we're going to kick it back over to Kenny here. Okay, and then now we'll see the Wrath of the Skies. And yeah, now we'll Wrath of the Skies with Counterspell backup, it looks like. And Mitch looks like he can force a negation. He has Spire Island if he wanted to. Alright, so he's just going to let it happen, which I kind of understand. I mean, the Memnites and the Welding Jar does nothing, and the Memnites are not really the best clock, whereas you could probably save this Force Negation for trying to get this game over with later if you're able to build a little bit more of a board, but I don't see a reason to fight over what was there because it wasn't much anyway. So we're just going to attack. We're going to kick it back over to Kenny here. Kenny is going to play a Flooded Strand for the turn. And he's just going to kick it back over. Kicks it back over with a full group of cards. Classic control here. So we're going to go Saga. Mox Opal. Okay. And you know, the Saga's good. I mean, Wrath of Skies was cast, which is nice. So if I was Mitch, I'd feel a little bit more confident about this Saga being able to make some tokens and generating some guys. We're going to see a Thought Cast for the turn. That's going to get counterspelled. And we're going to get in with this Thought Monitor. This Thought Monitor is trying to go the distance. Love to see it. What do we have here? It looks like a Leyline Binding on the Thought Monitor. Okay. Now we're going to kick it over to Kenny, who is going to get a Mistress Archive. Okay. We're going to cut. Kenny's going to surveil here. to bin Days Undoing. Okay. Love it. I've seen Days Undoing in 2 games, and it has just hit the graveyard off of Surveil. Awesome. So now we're going to get, looks like 1 blue, Tune the Narrative. Or no, that's a Lorien Revealed Cycled. So we're going to go get a basic island with that. Let's see what we got going on here. And just kicking the turn back. Okay. All right. So Kenny just being patient, waiting to strike, cutting Mitch off of pretty much anything, covering basis. Just no reason. Just play your game. No reason to speed up now or overextend. You got plenty of time. We're going to Solitude exile this Memnite. And then Kenny's going to draw for his turn. And now I imagine probably we might play this Kahira maybe. Oh, we're gonna Wrath the Skies. Okay. Yeah, so we just want to get rid of this Saga. Yep, and what are we gonna see here? It looks like Force Negation. Okay. Okay, and that'll work. All right. So Mitch able to save his Saga, but unfortunately it's like he saved it, but now he's only getting half the value out of it. It's a really awkward situation. I think you have to. I mean, he doesn't really have much going on, but it certainly is brutal that even countering it is still somewhat of a drawback for, you know, what we're trying to do here. So going to now kick it over to Mitch, who is going to make a token as Saga will hit 3. We're going to search, and let's see what we're going to search. Looks like we're getting a Memnite. All right. So not the best. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if there was any real other hits. I mean, it's tough because most of them are shut down by this Stony Silence anyway. So it's, you know, it's awkward. Mitch is definitely in a really rough spot here. I mean, this is going to be really tough to come back from. Just not got to get this Stony Silence and then, you know, trying to start getting in and Kenny's just not letting him do it. So it's, yeah, we're going to see another Solitude here. Okay. All right. And then what do we got from Mitch's end? A Metallic Rebuke. Okay. So getting that Solitude was nice. And yeah, Kenny's going to have to pass back. Can't attack into that Construct. Construct is currently a 5/5. Now it's a 6/6. See the 1 artifact land, Cranial Plating, Moxel, both 3 creatures, all artifacts. Yep. So we got a 6/6. And yeah. Okay, we're going to block. And Kenny's going to fetch at the end of his turn. He's going to crack a Hollowed Fountain. And I believe Kenny, we're looking at 2 cards in hand. Going to go up to 3 for the turn. So let's see what he's gonna do here. I mean, a lot of great draws in his deck, a lot of good stuff. I even though there's the 6/6 constructs, I feel like once it's easily answered, I mean, we're right back in the driver's seat. So, and there's plenty of things in the deck to deal with it. So let's see, Windswept Heath for the turn. We're gonna tap 5 and another Solitude. Okay. And we're gonna target the construct. Mitch is gonna gain 6. And then Kahira. Okay. Kick it over to Mitch. Let's see what Mitch can do here. Because now this is, I mean, this is just going to be 7 a turn with Vigilance Lifelink. So racing this is going to be pretty difficult. Might need another Saga and try to start over here. Even just like a Thought Monitor, Thought Cast. I know I've been saying it all match, but these are like the payoff cards that he just needs to see. It can't be an artifact with some equipment clause. It can't be anything like that. And even finding like a portable hole to try to shut this Stony down. We do have a flyer, so if we can do that, we might be able to get in and get a little aggressive. But Narset is going to pick up Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. That's going to get cast, and Mitch is going to counter it with a Force Negation. Okay. Okay, Saga from Mitch. And we have this Narset that's sitting at 3, I believe. And then we're going to kick it back over to Kenny. Yeah. Just going to draw a card for the turn. Minus Narset. Narset is going to give us a counterspell. Okay. So counterspell's still great. Just doesn't answer the Saga. Oh, we're gonna see a Lorien reveal here. Pick up 3, and I see an Ending and a Solitude in hand. Okay. Yep. Get in for 7. Memnite's gonna block a Solitude here. We're gonna play a Breeding Pool tapped. And we're going to kick it back to Mitch. Mitch is going to draw for the turn, kick Saga to 2, play another Saga. Okay. So double Saga is nice. I mean, we could try to build a board here. Springleaf Drum. Okay. We could try to build a board and, you know, try to bash in with some very large constructs. Looks like couldn't make out what that draw was, but I mean, there's still this Solitude lurking. But I mean, this is Miss's only path, though, is just make a bunch of constructs and hope they're good enough. I don't think he's, you know, he's not keeping up on cards. I mean, the longer the game goes, he's not. I mean, he's already, you know, treading water here. So I think that, you know, we just have to ride these Sagas and hope they're good enough. And here we go. We're going to attack for 7. We're going to make a construct. And that's immediately going to get hit with a Solitude. Mitch is going to gain a bunch of life here. Going to gain 5, I believe. Or 6 again, it looks like. And we're going to block with this Ornithopter. Okay. And then we're going to kick it over to Mitch. Mitch takes a draw. Saga's going to go to 3. Then the other one's going to go to 2. We're going to make a construct with the one on 3. Let's see what we get here. So he got a Memnite last time, so I'm definitely curious to see like what he would want here, what's in his deck. I mean, it's really tough. Another Ornithopter. Okay. And then just a blocker, I assume. No? Okay. I guess we're looking at graveyards. Potentially maybe some Soul Guide Lantern stuff, or Okay. We're going to get Pithing Needle. Okay. Okay. And Pithing Needle names Hall of the Storm Giants. So just kind of make sure that, you know, we're not crunching in for big chunks of 7. Here we're going to play an island for the turn for Kenny. Then we're going to see a prismatic ending on the construct. Yeah, and this should do it. Prismatic ending on the Pithing Needle. Get in with the Haul, and this is a ton of damage. So we're looking at 8, 9, 10, 11. This is 18, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, and Mitch is going to extend the hand. Okay. So, really, the Wrath of the Skies was showcased in full display here. Just the full power level of that card. Really tough matchup for Mitch. But yeah, overall, good games. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. Hit the like button, and I will see you in the next one.